Twan Dullemond and Matty Hiroto Inaba are ready to go head-to-head in this best-of-5 sets of first-to-3 solves. They'll alternate starting solves and sets. Matty is a 2-time Monkey League finalist. Twan was 6th in the qualifier. And Matty will start the first solve. Matty's so smooth on the F2L. That turning is amazing. A bit locky on the last layer, but a 522. Matty is so consistent in Monkey League. And Twan will have to solve his best to have any chance. We did see some excellent solving by Twan in the qualifier. And a very nice F2L. Oh, but the last couple pairs there are problematic. And a 723, Matty taking the first solve. Twan is a bit hesitant on those last few pairs again. And a locky last layer and a G-perm. An 865, Twan crumbling on that second solve. Leaving the door ajar, wide open, whatever terminology you want to use. This is a free solve for Matty. And Matty's F2L looks great. And the transition to the U-perm, but it's so lucky, a 582. The F2L was amazing, but that transition to the U-perm, it looked sweet, but then it started to look sour real fast. Matty has participated in every season of Monkey League. Oh, and he's very lucky on this F2L. This is a disaster. What's happening? Matty, every solve is a lockup, and Matty leaves the door wide open for Twan. Back and forth they go. And Twan's very solid on the F2L. Again, a few hesitations in those last few pairs, but a 719 takes the solve. He probably wasn't expecting that. But Twan's going to have to speed up here. Matty's not going to give you freebies like that every day. Finally, a smooth solve by Twan, a 619. That's more like it. In the qualifier, we saw him throw down a series of 5s and 4s with immaculate ZB method. Consistency. Matty, a 618 or better is all he needs to take this first set. That F2L was smooth on the first two pairs, but it's very locky now, and a 581 is just barely good enough. And Matty takes the first set 3-1. Matty struggling in that first set, but dominating the scoreline. Twan struggling even more. So Twan is going to be the one looking to handle his nerves here and start solving like we know he can. His F2Ls have been very hesitant, especially on the last few pairs. And that's smooth. A 572. That's the Twan Dullemond we saw in the qualifier. A smooth F2L into a fast ZB. And Matty's a bit locky on this F2L. Oh, 603, and we're seeing here that Matty really has to keep his foot on the gas if he wants to hold off Twan. Oh, and a fumbled stop, a 679, and Matty leaving the door open for Twan again. Twan has a major opportunity here to take a 2-0 lead in the second set. Matty is fumbling the bag. Very nice. A 589, and Twan takes it comfortably, going up 2-0. Twan Dullemond on the verge of tying up this match. Matty struggling with some lockups and fumbles. His solutions have been relatively efficient, as we're used to seeing from him, but the executions have not been clean. This is another very smooth F12 by Twan, but that last pair ZBLS kind of locky, and the ZBLL locky as well. A 736. The first three pairs were smooth, and then the last pair was locky. But Matty. Wow, a 467, leaving no doubt about it. Matty with a dominant solve to stay in this set. Can Matty keep up the pressure? Matty is known for his short inspection times. Wow, what an F2L start, but he fumbled there. What was that, a 543? That solution was insane, but the execution was a bit sloppy. When Matty starts a solve, it just goes faster and faster and faster. And Twan needs a 542. And Twan's locky on those first few pairs, and I think it's already over. The ZB recognition is good, but a 676 won't cut it, and we have a 2-2 set. The hesitations for Twan on the F2L again. The ZB won't matter. A 729. And he's giving this set to Matty for free. But Matty, he does not know what he has to beat. He does not pay attention to what his opponent's getting. He just tries to solve his best on every solve. The turning is insane. The lockup on the fourth pair. But the transition to PLL is brilliant. A 506. And Matty takes the set 3-2. And here's Matty starting the third set. Matty's turning is insane. But that lockup, the 525. Matty raging at a 525 with blistering turn speed. What's happening to Twan? Oh! A 598. He had a nice ZB case, but it wasn't enough. And again, Twan struggling with those last few pairs in F2L and a 618. And Twan probably frustrated that he can't find his normal level here in his first Monkey League match. But when you're going against Matty, that's just how it is. Sometimes that pressure is too high. But Matty, he's used to it. Oh, and he has so many lockups. What's happening to Matty? Oh, but a PLL skip and a 609, and Matty takes the solve. Matty's quite locky on those first two pairs. Wow, the turning's insane though, a 505. Matty's disappointed no matter what he gets, but the times are ridiculous. And Twan will have to throw down his best solve of the match to stay in this set. When he's Locky and it's already over. What happened there on those first few moves? And an 8, and Matty wins the match, winning the final set 3-0, and the match 3-0. So, Matty, I'll start with you. Back in Monkey League again for the 6th season, and you were able to
Yeah.
win the match pretty convincingly. What were your thoughts on your performance today?
Uh, well, wait, let me check. My median was 562. I mean, like I got a 562 average in NAC 2022 3 years ago, so that's not exactly great for me, but um I was happy to win regardless. Any win in this league is pretty good, so I'm grateful to win, but I definitely need to work on some things if I have to contend with the other guys. Yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you think that is that you need to work on?
Just everything. Like I messed up a few solutions in there, and my turning was actually bad on pretty much every single solve. So that's something I want to work on. Yeah.
Okay, and Twan, this was your first Monkey League match. You barely qualified, 6th place in the qualifier, and it seemed like you were really struggling on most of the solves. So, how did it go for you?
It didn't go great. I mean, that was relatively visible on like almost all solves. Um, I would say it's partially just I need to get used to the Monkey League system and just the whole procedure. I would say I was like equally a bit less nervous than in the qualifier, to be honest. Um, so yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. One thing about it is I've been learning a lot of new angles for all the ZBLLs. You see, I'm mainly doing ZBLL, um, which kind of messes up my recognition every once in a while because, um, yeah, I'm just not as comfortable with the new angles I'm learning. So that's one factor. The biggest factor was definitely just I'm not too used to it yet. So that will come with the next match. I'll be better.
Yeah, I noticed you were having some difficulties with like hesitations in your F2L that I didn't see in the qualifier. Do you think that's just nerves, or what do you think was going on there?
I'm not quite sure. I think nerves is probably the answer. And um, I think one more thing, apart from the ZBLL angles, I've also been working on trying to plan three pairs or multiple pairs,
Mm-hmm.
um, which, I mean, typically I've always in competition practices, I've just done plan two pairs and do it as fast as possible, and then we'll see from there. Um, I noticed now I didn't really focus on that too much. I was going more into the solves with the mindset of I'll do what I can, I'll see as far as I can, but I think that resulted in um, just seeing less in the end because I didn't have a goal of just planning two and then leaving it at that. I tried to plan further and further, which I mean is quite difficult. So I
Yeah.
think that's what causes the hesitations because planning three pairs is quite difficult.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So Maddie, this season, a much long. Oh, this season, your first time competing from New York, your first time using four pad.
Mhm.
How do you see this
Yeah.
season going? What are your thoughts on four pad? What are your thoughts on the season overall?
Well, I mean, like me and Timon were briefly talking about this. Like when we were at PSL, they're using four pad. We're actually solving very fast. So I think it's good for me to have that experience of like being able to perform well with four pad in competition. So although I didn't do my best today, I still came in with that confidence, and yeah, I feel good to win the first match. Definitely, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and Twan, your first Monkey League season. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the matches where I have a chance because if you look at the rankings of the people that are in it, I mean it's super competitive, and even though my PR average is quite weak as opposed to what I could get, um, I think I'm definitely on the lower tier of the people. So I'm looking to maybe get a win against like some of the people that just qualified before me. And apart from that, I'm not planning to. I wouldn't say expect the best solving, because this winter I'm really trying to refine my technique. So learning more and more and more to really be able to perform at the European Championships in my country, the Netherlands, for 2026. So
Yeah.
work in progress for me.
All right. Well, thank you both for a great match, and we'll see you. We'll see you in the next matches in the future.